Phil from Bright Fox Development here, and I want to talk to you today about what makes silos operate within our organisations. The silo mentality or mindset is contributed to by a number of factors, and what you're seeing in front of you is one of those factors. This is one that we don't often focus on. You'll find it helpful to understand why silos might form within your organisation. The cycle is very straightforward, and I'm going to start at the top with the idea of a challenge. Under pressure, people look for dependencies. Dependencies lead to blame, and it's at that point of blame that we start to generate a silo mindset. The problem with the silo mindset is it means poor performance is permissible. On the back of poor performance, we issue a new challenge. Now let's take a look at each of those 5 individually. So the challenge. Why am I only getting half a star? Why am I not getting a 5-star rating? What is it you're doing to stop me getting the performance I want to see? Okay, I might have overplayed that slightly, but that is the nature of the challenge. Why is underperformance happening? What is it your team are doing? What is it that you are doing to create underperformance? When we get asked that challenge, when we get asked that question, we start to look at everything around us that contributes to that performance. And one of the things that will contribute to that performance are the dependencies within the organisation. An individual or a team is not an island within an organisation. They are connected to every other element within the organisation. And if there are clear dependencies that say, I need this group of people or this person to do X before I can do Y, or I need them to do it well before I can do my job well, those dependencies start to produce a mindset that allows poor performance to be permitted. When I can turn around to you and genuinely say, I've been waiting for that team to provide me with information so that I can do my job, suddenly it becomes much easier to blame individuals for not completing the things that I need them to complete. And when we go and explore that with another team, we'll often find that blame's reciprocated. So what we've got is a challenge that focuses our attention on what we're doing. We look at the interdependencies, and within those interdependencies, we find blame. And that blame moves us forward to generating the silo mindset. The silo mindset is very straightforward. If I circle the wagons, if I put up a protective barrier around myself, people can't get in. I can fire shots out, but they won't be able to get to me. So what we find within the silo mindset is people firing shots out rather than looking for solutions, rather than the collaborative working that you want to see. But I want to take us back to the fact that we've generated that by having strong dependencies within the organisation and by that statement of challenge. All of it led to blame, and blame started to generate a really tight silo mindset. And where teams are involved, the validation for that silo mindset gets much stronger and becomes much harder to break down. If it's individuals within cross-functional teams, it can just be a little bit of mediation and a meeting that will get you through. But with teams, validation from your peers means that you've done the right thing in pointing the blame at somebody you had a dependency with. It's their fault you've been challenged, and we're all backing you. And we back ourselves into a corner. Now, the problem with the silo itself is once we're backed into a corner, it becomes very easy to justify poor performance. In fact, it goes beyond that. It gets to a point where poor performance is considered normal because those people we have dependencies to are failing to enable us to demonstrate high performance. And so we end up in this cyclical process whereby poor performance is the outcome of the dependencies we've put in place that have led to blame, that have led to a silo mindset. To break silos down, we need to break some of these areas and we need to consider them in very different ways. And on my next video, I'll be talking about how we can change each of those 5 so that we can get away from silo mentality, away from silos existing with you in your organisation, and to a position where collaboration becomes the norm.